My scent of the day today and my review of the day is none other than the classic Drakkar Noir. Yeah, there goes the thumbnail. This is extremely nostalgic for me. This is basically the scent of my youth, scent of my childhood. I love the smell of this. I'm just doing a review here. I already know what it smells like, and most frag heads know what it smells like. This one is a modern. This is not a vintage bottle. This is the newest formulation, I believe. It's maybe about a year old. You know, I'm sure this doesn't perform like the original. I'm sure it's been reformulated several times. This was released in 1982. What can I say about this? This is a classic, masculine, sporty barbershop scent. Green and sporty, some citrus in there. You've got like some nice masculine notes, some woods and some leather. This is really a classic. It's a Hall of Fame fragrance. We all get upset when scents get reformulated. But if you think about it, this was released in 1982. So, I mean, to keep a scent exactly the way it was in 1982 would mean that your whole supply chain, all the ingredients you use, all the companies that produce those ingredients, and all the machinery would have to be the same as it was in 1982, and that's very unlikely. Almost impossible, because there are companies, like if the ingredient companies get different batches of certain notes, and there are different batches of ingredients. There are different suppliers. Companies go out of business. New companies come into business. So to keep your supply chain, especially when you got something like a fragrance like Drakkar, you got 30 different ingredients in here. To keep all that supply chain exactly the way it was in 1982, it's probably impossible. But nonetheless, this new formulation, I do smell. It does smell like it used to, I remember when I was a kid, and it smells very good. And I have been using this, just here and there. I don't use it often, but when I do use it, I do get compliments. I get very positive reactions. Never a negative reaction with this either. This is a very crowd pleasing. It's sporty. I would say it's actually youthful, even though now the people that wear them now are probably old. But it does have a youthful vibe to it. It's got a sporty vibe, and it's really sexy. And young girls still, even though they don't know what this is most of the time, or if they do remember, it's like that maybe they remember it from their dad or something like that. But the young girls nowadays, they still dig this, man. This is not just like a MILF. This isn't just a MILF appreciated fragrance for the MILFs. Actually, the young chicks still dig this. I've had instances where I wore this, and I've had, like 20-year-old girls compliment me on this. So this is still very relevant today. It's still very wearable. I mean, it's got a kind of a barbershop feel, but it's clean, it's fresh, it's got enough dirt to make it sexy, but it's also sporty. It's all of that. It's just an amazing fragrance. I am a little biased. I'm biased towards this. I kind of spoke too much. I have it on me. I'm going to go about my day. And what I'm going to do is report back tonight and give you guys the performance on this Drakkar Noir new formulation. What's going on? It's time for my final thoughts on the performance of Drakkar Noir, the modern formulation. The performance was good, had good longevity and good sillage. I would say it's above average. As far as being compared to the vintage, I really don't remember what the vintage was because I never really paid attention. I think back then to the sillage or the longevity because I think just everything lasted long back then. I don't think it was ever a concern to any of us that whether our cologne was gonna last long enough or not. There was people on Fragrantica, they were raving about the Belcam version of Drakkar Noir. And I was curious. I was like, yeah, what's that? And they said that it's sold at Walmart. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go down to Walmart and pick up a bottle. And so I did. The classic match version of Drakkar. This is the regular version of Drakkar. This is 1.7, this is a 2.5 ounce. The Belcam version, it smells smoother and more natural than the new formulation of Drakkar. And this one also lasts long, and it also projects very good compared to Drakkar, and it lasts, I would even say it lasts longer. This Belcam version kind of reminds me of the al-rehab one, called Drakkar. I had the oil of that, and the one thing I didn't like about that Drakkar, there was like this earthy herbal note in it that kind of threw it off for me. It was like a prominent earthy herbal note that lasted like the first hour. And because Drakkar is such a nostalgic scent for me, it messed up the nostalgia. I don't know if that makes sense. Not that it smelled terrible. I mean, it was okay. But when you're looking for a nostalgic feeling, you want to kind of be true to the original scent, you know? And this, even though it's reformulated, this Drakkar gives me that nostalgia of the old times, you know? It gives me that nostalgic feel and some memories behind it. And this Belcam version, honestly, is not too far behind. It doesn't have that annoying earthy herbal note that the al-rehab version has. And it's just really natural smelling. It smells more natural than the original, like the regular one. But it's less soapy. The Drakkar is a little more soapier and a little bit more barbershop because of that soapiness. This one, it doesn't smell exactly like this version of Drakkar. Maybe it does smell like the original formulation, the earlier vintage version. So I'm really curious about this Belcam company. And I looked them up actually. And these fragrances are actually made in the USA. They're actually very high quality. You know, I get, like, compared to the Drakkar new formulation, this one is a lot deeper and richer. And it's like thicker. This by itself is actually very good quality juice. So, props to this Belcam. I like this juice. And I looked it up. And by the way, this was $7.98 at Walmart, which is peanuts, dirt cheap. Now, because I was curious about this Belcam, I also bought another bottle. This is called Primitive Man, which is a clone of Sauvage, Dior Sauvage. It's a 3.4 ounce bottle for $7.98. This smells really freaking good. Very high quality. And like I said, I researched it, and this company, they don't add any toxic chemicals into the fragrance. You know, it says it right here on the box. It says no phthalates, no parabens, no propylene glycol, and not tested on animals. It's like they have like standards. They only use natural ingredients. So this is a very quality juice. This even if it doesn't smell like Sauvage, because I sprayed some. I didn't really wear it for the whole day, but I sprayed some on my hand and I tested it out. This is also a great scent. So now I'm really curious about this company, this Belcam company that makes these clones. It turns out that these are pretty good quality, long-lasting quality fragrances made with natural ingredients. Whether or not they smell exactly like the cologne that they're cloning, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. It might matter to you. Like, if this doesn't smell exactly like Sauvage, and you want everybody to think you're wearing Sauvage, then it might be a problem. But me, I'm just happy to be wearing a quality scent. Whether it smells like Sauvage or not, it doesn't matter so much to me. This is a very quality juice. Now I'm really curious. Now I want to go out and buy a few more of these Belcams. I mean, they're really cheap. If I don't like them, I'll have to just give them away or something like that. You know, because, I had the Drakkar. I didn't really need a Drakkar clone. I bought this just for you guys. Just to give you guys the 411 on these. This one's classic match version of Drakkar Noir by Belcam. I really went off topic here. I just started getting all freaking frazzled and I'm all over the place with this freaking review. I'm smelling my hands. I hate to say it, but this smells like a better quality juice than the new formulation of Drakkar Noir. It could be a little bit soapier. If it was a little bit soapier, it would be an exact match. But this gets soapier as it dries down. And this takes longer to dry down, so maybe it's just going to take a while. There is some soapiness in this one also. But I hate to say it, but so far, to my nose, this classic match version is actually a better quality scent than my beloved Drakkar Noir, the new formulation. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll smell you guys later.